is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is brought to you by Jet Home Loans. And now, a guy who likes certain words in his mouth, like bourbon, ribeye, pizza, bourbon, J.P. Shadrack.
Absolutely. Welcome in. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans. After a Jaguars win, we have a busy 2 hours ahead. Here's what's coming up, presented by Deep Eddy Vodka, handcrafted with real fruit, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Complimentary football from the Jags in the winning result in San Francisco, 26-21. The defense now still leads the league in takeaways, 4 more to the ledger, 13 for the season. We'll get to all of those. The run game big again, 151 yards on the ground for the Jaguars offense, and the pass protection was solid. No quarterback hits at all on Trevor Lawrence. We'll dig into that. It's a rarity for the San Francisco front to not have a hit on the quarterback as well. Former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner will be in the studio with us at 4:15 today. Of course, in the second hour, we'll keep it real about the Jaguars head coach and his personality and what it means to the Jaguars locker room. Fanatics fan questions around the NFL as well. Austin Lane out tonight. Pete Prisco certainly is in, though, CBS Sports senior writer. What a win yesterday for this Jags team to go out to the West Coast, Pete, and get the job done. It wasn't pretty at times, but that's kind of the way they've played so far this year. What's up?
No, but when you take the ball away, you're going to win a lot of games. You know that. And they took the ball away, and they've been taking it away all year. Now, sometimes, and we found out in 2017, taking the ball away can mask some of your problems in some areas. But credit to them. Look, this is a different defense. They play aggressively. They attack the football. They hit much differently than they have in recent years. And I think it shows up, JP. And they played well. You take the ball away from the 49ers on the road, you're going to win that game. And he turned it into 17 points, too. So that was the good news of that. But that's a good win against an undefeated team. Now, there was an undefeated team that has injuries. It has, the quarterback's banged up. It also has, no Kittle, no Bosa. They're down 2 of their big stars. So, but you go on the road and you win that game. That's a big win, particularly after the horrors that has been California for them over the years. So I give them a lot of credit for doing it. It wasn't always pretty. You mentioned it. The offense wasn't great at times. But I think you go in there, no matter how you get it done, you go get a win. That's a big win for the Jaguars.
Yeah, 4 takeaways. Could have been 5. There was another fumble on the ground as well. And, of course, the punt return touchdown was big to put the Jaguars up 2 scores in the third quarter when the offense was a little bit stagnant in the second half. And so all 3 phases really contributed to this one. I'm curious, you're talking about all these punches and interceptions, the takeaways. I mean, there was a lot of talk after the game and again today about, we're doing that in practice. They're punching the football in practice. They're doing these things. Did they not do it before in practice? Why now all of a sudden is this a thing?
Well, clearly they didn't coach blocking and tackling in the last regime either. I mean, you really want to look at it. I mean, the offensive line, there's not much change there, and they're that much better. And so I think coaching matters, and this staff has done a really nice job, JP. They really have across the board. I think when you look at it, you can see a difference in the group. They play with energy. They play with enthusiasm. The opening drive, they hit him with that throwback like they always do to the fullback on the opening play. And, there was a bust there and he's wide open. And then they go down and they look like they're going in, going to make this one of those games where you go, oh, no, you're in California and you're down 21-0. But they didn't. They rallied around that. And I thought that's a sign of a young team that is coached well, and believes in itself. And, you get breaks, but you make breaks too. And I think that's the difference in this team this year is they're making breaks and they're taking advantage of them.
Jaguars defense, to your point, that opening drive was 13 plays, 6.5 minutes, and they held them to a field goal. They were driving in deep in the red zone there. And then later in the first half, another one, 12-play drive. And then bend, don't break. Hold them to field goals. Do what you can when you can defensively, even if it's not going well, and battle through it. And they got the takeaways in between there as well.
I mean, look, let's be real. There's no Kittle. There's no Ayuk.
You know what? Hey, nobody cares, Pete. Nobody cares, Pete.
I put it out there, but
nobody cares, Pete. They're on the schedule.
And then Pearsall went out. So, yeah, it made it easier to defend, but they made the plays. And look, I'm not going to take away from it. I'm impressed by what I've seen from this team so far. How could you not be? I mean, how could you not be? To go on the road and beat the 49ers in their place, physically beat them too, by the way.
Yes,
I think that's very telling. And really, this team should be 4-0.
Yeah, they're a call away from being 4-0, but they're 3-1. It's what they are right now. We're at Jaguars Happy Hour, of course, 1010XL, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. Coming up shortly, Coach Mark Duffner will be in studio with us to recap this one. Let's touch on the offense now, Pete. You know, they ran the ball well, 151 yards. Travis Etienne Jr. breaks free for a 48-yarder. Really well blocked on the outside on that play, and just continues to show really fantastic improvement this year. But the offensive line as a whole, they had guys dinged up all day yesterday. I mean, Ezra Cleveland wasn't right coming into the game, it felt like. And that
showed a little bit because he wasn't as good as he had been in the previous 3 games.
That's right. And then the right guard comes out of the game. The right tackle comes out of the game. And they just keep on going. And not only the running game, but the quarterback wasn't hit. 0 quarterback hits for the San Francisco defense for the first time since 2015. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive. And again, they got the ball out of his hands quickly, which helped. And they also don't have Nick Bosa. And Nick Bosa is kind of the heart and soul of that pass rush. And they have a bunch of young guys. And, you know, Williams, the first-round pick, is going to be a good player. It's going to take him a little while. I think when you look at, you know, some of those other guys on the interior, Young, Huff is a veteran, but, you know, he's not a great player. So I think, yeah, the line has been one of the most improved units across the league, to be honest with you. They've run the ball, they've protected, they play with an attitude, and this play was just so well blocked, and it wasn't necessarily the lineman.
Yeah.
Look at, if we could run that play again, watch Strange on this play. He takes the guy into the sideline.
Strange and Brian Thomas Jr. too.
Yeah, and Brian Thomas Jr.'s downfield blocker, but Strange made the big block because he just roots him out of there and drives him to the sideline. Look at that.
Yep.
I mean, that's what he does. And so, yeah, I think the run game has been good and effective, and they've run it when they needed to run it. And, you know, you see Tootin getting his carries now. What did he end up with on Sunday? What was his yardage number?
They showed Tootin 4 for 14 on the ground, ETN 19 for 124.
Yeah, I mean, look, they are pushing people around. And, again, here's the run. You can see it. Watch Strange. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Drives. He kind of got in on the Brian Thomas block. He killed this guy so much. So I'm impressed by the way they run the ball. Hainsey's been a really good player in the middle. And Harrison, when he's, you know, he got banged up, like you mentioned, and went out. But he's been good, too. He's one of the most improved players. So I like the idea of running the football. I have some nitpicky on the offense. I mean, you know,
figured you did. We've got plenty of time to get into them tonight, and I'm sure
we'll
we
get
will.
Into it. But I like the idea of running the football, and they're physical, and that dictates tempo of games, and you control the game if you can do that.
Yeah, the physicality part of it on both sides is what they wanted to do since they came in here in the offseason. Like, when all things else fail, we're going to beat the hell out of you physically and see where the chips fall.
And you know what, JP? That's the whole misconception about Liam Cohn, was that he was coming in to throw it all over the place. The basis and the genesis and the origin of his offense is running the ball and run the football. And that's what they've done. Now, they need to get more off of that run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big believer in. They're getting big plays in the run game by running it, so I'm giving them that. But we need to see big plays in a passing game.
Yeah.
That has to come. And there are reasons when you watch the tape why they're not happening.
We'll dig into a lot of those a little later in the show. The one play that did happen and I think had a big impact on the early part of this game, if not the entire game as a whole, was the 3rd and long that was caught by Travis Hunter over the middle. I mean, a double catch. I mean, if they don't make this catch, the Jags are punting from their own end zone in a 7-3 game early second quarter, and who knows what happens after that, right? They continue the drive after this on a 3rd and 15 and go down and score and make it 14-3, and that just changed the whole dynamic of what the Jaguars were trying to do early.
Yeah, and look, it's a great catch. The throw, as is the case usually these days with Trevor Lawrence, the throw is high, but he goes up and makes the play. And look, the guy tried to knock the ball away from him, and it was going to get knocked away, and he kind of pulled it back in again. So, and it ends up leading to this Hunter Long touchdown catch, which, by the way, was a great throw. It had to be right precision throw, and it was. I thought the throw before that, when he was bootlegged out to the right and threw to Hunter Long, I think it was on the sideline, was another really good throw.
Yeah.
So it was a good catch. It was a good throw, not a great throw. You had to put it over the linebacker, so it got a little high on him. But great play by Travis Hunter to make that catch, and then kind of leads to this where you get Hunter Long, kind of stock blocking and then coming off and make it a play, and a really good recognition and an easy throw for Trevor Lawrence. So it was. I like glimpses of what you see in that passing game. There's still too much that for my liking, and it's not. And I'm going to say this: it's not just the Jaguars. Passing numbers are way down in the NFL across the board.
They
completion
weren't last
percentages.
night in the Dallas game, by the way. They passed it over the field, but yeah.
But completion percentages are way up, and passing yards are way down, and yards per attempt. So figure it out. What happens, teams are playing so much off coverage, and coaches are scared to take shots into that coverage, that they're just checking the ball down and taking the quick throws. And, think about this, JP. I looked this up the other day. Mm-hmm. 5 of the top 14 completion percentages all time happened last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Geno, Tua, Burrow, 2 others. 5 of the top 14 all time.
Because they're keeping it closer to the line of scrimmage, I guess.
So I went back and looked just 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Kirk Cousins led the league in completion percentage at 68.9, I think it was. I went and looked at the numbers heading into this week. I think there were 12 guys or something, 11, 12 guys that were above that or right there with that.
Wow.
What are we doing? What are we doing? You know what we're doing? We're seeing a lot of coaches scared to let it go. We're seeing a lot of quick throws because they're scared of their offensive line. Remember when you used to play cover 2? Teams, and I can reference a play in Jaguars history that will bring this into focus. They played the Buffalo Bills one year up in Buffalo, and Doug Flutie was the Bills quarterback. And late in the game, the Jaguars were in a cover 2, and the Bills ran 4 verticals. And it puts the safety, the deep safety, in one of the 2 deep safeties, or both of them actually, in a tough spot because they got to figure out which one to go to on either side of the field. Well, he made the wrong decision. He hit a shot down the field, and Buffalo won the game. And so I think when you look at it from that standpoint, I don't see enough coaches challenging down the field. And Jacksonville's one of them, by the way.
Is that coaching or is that quarterback execution? That we can dig into that a little later. I think we'll dig into that because I think it's a little bit of both, that maybe they're not willing to do it with the quarterback or with those wide receivers just yet. And the other thing is when they do when they get caught in zones, sometimes they sit down, like I said last week, instead of carrying through the next window. And there's plays where if Trevor would just wait one tick, he's got to throw behind it for a relatively big play. And I think there was one where he threw to Strange on a short throw, and it was completed. But if he had waited a tick, he had Parker Washington behind it. Then there was another one early in the game where he had Parker Washington deep that he doesn't even throw it. Then he had the one he had Parker Washington when we threw the Strange. He had Parker Washington on one of those deep overs as he's coming across, and there's nobody there. It would have been a touchdown, but it would have been a 40-yard pass completion. Wow. We'll dig a little deeper on that and the lack of deep plays offensively through the air for the Jaguars coming up. We've got plenty ahead, though. We'll return with former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner in studio, Pete.
I love it. Get Duff in there, man. Man knows ball. We know that.
Certainly does. We'll get his insights on the Jags' defensive performance yesterday. In the second hour, of course, Fanatics fan questions. We'll keep it real about the Jaguars head coach and his personality and what it does for the Jags locker room. That's all coming up. If you want customized Jags furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. ZipChair, furniture for fans. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Hey, Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Jacksonville Builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Yeah, I'm playing good football. I think as a team, we're all playing good football, and ultimately, I'm just focused on playing my best for the team so we can win. It's a great team win. It was complimentary ball, and everybody was playing together, and believe throughout the whole game. So. Just proud of everybody, and like I said, we're all playing off each other.
Devin Lloyd, after the win yesterday in Santa Clara against the San Francisco 49ers. Jaguars over the Niners 26-21. And it is Jaguars Happy Hour. It's in 10XL, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. Glad you're with us today. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Austin Lane is out. But former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner is in. Duff, good to see you.
Good to see you too, JP. And Pete, good to see you.
What's up, Duff? You're in the media now. I love it. I love it.
Well, I'm learning right now. I'm kind of a rookie, but I'm learning. But thank you, Pete.
Yeah. It's always good to see Duff.
Good to see you,
no doubt. He's been doing great stuff for us, Pete, on Thursdays on Jaguars Happy Hour. But why not right after a game? And let's start with the guy you just saw on your screen right there, Devin Lloyd. 8 tackles, 2 interceptions. I mean, I'm curious, Duff, what are they doing different with Devin Lloyd now that they weren't before? Like, why all of a sudden is this production happening?
I think they're letting him play. My guess is that they're making things as simple as they can for the entire defense. That's why you're seeing the pursuit, the effort, the finish that you are, where they're making these plays in terms of the takeaways and everything else. So I think that they've recognized what his strengths are. They're taking whatever assignment football was an issue away and letting the guy go, and he's playing like crazy, like you said. Productive day, 2 passes defense, a tackle for loss. I mean, he's everywhere. And he's physical, too, and he's making plays in the open field, tackling in the open field. That comes now when you're confident. So he's playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of production.
You know, it's interesting because he's trimmed down, and that shows up. He's playing much faster, like you said, Duff, and he's not blowing assignments like he did in the last couple of years. And he just looks like a different guy. And sometimes when you simplify it, you just go play, it makes it so much easier on them, and he's playing to that. The other thing at play here is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. The guy's in a contract year, too. I mean, let's be real.
Well,
This play is good timing for Devin Lloyd. And right now, he's been one of the better linebackers in the league and might be one of the most improved players in the league, which is absolutely incredible. And I go back to the coaches, like you said, Duff, letting them be free. Play loose, play free. When they put so much on his plate, you saw him last year. He got caught in coverages and busted coverages and didn't know. They had to line him up. I think this is the best thing for him, to allow him to go play free and loose.
No question about it. I mean, he's playing fast, and that's what you'll hear defensive coaches talk all the time. Boy, we want to play fast and physical. Well, how do you do that? You do it by putting less in their pockets in terms of alignments in this, or not alignments, but assignments and too much thinking. I mean, you take the thinking out and let him go right now, and he's certainly personifying that in his play.
You know, it was weird. We saw a lot of that in camp, too. Like, even the old stuff with Lloyd. I mean, there was a lot of blown coverages in training camp, and like, okay, is this the same thing? And then all of a sudden the season's come around, and whatever Anthony Campanelli and staff have done with him, so far it's showing up, Pete.
JP.
Hey, Duff, have you ever had a guy over when you were coaching that you simplified it, he became a different player? You know, like he struggled early on and then he became a different player when you simplified it?
Yes, I have. And I think that's what's going on here. I think in training camp, JP, too, Pete, I think they were installing a lot of the defense. They're trying to get their defensive scheme in. Once you get to the game plan, the game week, the game plan narrows. And so I think that his assignments have been less as far as that's concerned for the entire defense, and that's why you're seeing the speed of the players across the board. They're around the ball, and this kid's been a ball magnet. I mean, it's unbelievable, but it's not happening if they're thinking too much.
Who's the player that you simplified for that helped them moving ahead? Or you want to name names?
Well, sure. Back when I was at Green Bay, this is years ago, before I came here in 2006, I had a middle linebacker by the name of Torrance Marshall, played at Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
A good physical player, great-looking guy. Well, when we went in there, he was not making plays, and you got to say, well, why is he not doing that? And ultimately, I think, including me, we put too much in his pockets. And when you do that, you're going to slow them down. So the more that you can make them clearly understand their assignments, now they can study the opponent. They're not learning the defense again during game week. They can study the indicators and the tendencies of the opponent, the personnel of the opponent. Now they can play, key and diagnose, and play fast.
Love that. Of course, the pass rush has a bunch to do with this as well. When you get takeaways in the back end, the rush speeds up some things, and they've had it consistently this year. They don't have the sack numbers, but they are getting right there around the quarterback, and did it again yesterday. Josh Hines-Allen against Trent Williams a lot of the day. And then Trayvon Walker was out of the game with a wrist issue. We'll see what that has moving forward. It was a report today that he's seeing a specialist about his wrist. And, fortunately, there's a long week this week before Monday Night Football. We'll see what the diagnosis is moving ahead for Trayvon Walker. But
put a cast on that thing. Go play.
Go play for the club. Why not?
Put a club on it. Put a club like the old days. Remember, Duff?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. They pat him up. They'll put black tape on it and let him go. But what you said it was indicative from the very first drive on defense. Armistead showed up in pressure on the first drive. Walker shows up in pressure on the first drive. Lloyd did too, made a good tackle. And it was consistent through the game. As you mentioned, Hines Allen all the way through. But even late in the game on a scramble down in low red zone, it was Lloyd that forced Purdy out of bounds where they had to kick a field goal. So and that's the other thing they're doing with Devin too. They're using him in terms of line games and blitzes to, pop holes into the protection. So again, good uses our players. I think the coaching staff's really utilizing the players to their scheme, to their skills rather than to make them fit into the scheme.
They do got to start getting them on the ground, though. I mean, it's one thing to pressure them, but you got to start getting guys on the ground. I love pressure, but you got to start putting people on the ground. Those things change. Pressure does one thing. Sacks change the feel. When you dump a guy for 12 yards and it's, 2nd and 22, it just changes the feel of the game. So they got to start getting sacks. I thought Mason Smith, I watched the tape today, he got a little push inside on Sunday, which I think that's starting to come a little bit too. It wasn't great. He wasn't great in the run game, but he was pushing the pocket in the pass game. And I think he had a tip. I actually think he tipped the interception that Lloyd had. So I think he's starting to come a little bit because they need that push in the middle. You got to get more pressure in the middle of that defense.
Pete, you're 100% correct because that takes away the quarterback's ability to step up and really get his feet settled where he can throw. And so internal push, like you said, and I saw it too, Mason provided and the rest of the guys, that's going to affect the quarterback big time. And that's the idea, get them off the spot. I'm with you, get them down, but let's get them off the spot. Let's get him thinking, where are they, and rush that quarterback.
I asked Josh Hines out in the locker room last week. How do you you have all these pressures, you and Trayvon, and how do you get that to sacks? He just kind of looked at me. He's like, well, you just keep having pressure. That was his answer. I mean, that was the whole answer, was we just keep pressuring. And sometime they're going to break through and get the quarterback on the ground.
Well, but when it's coordinated rush, like Pete was talking about, internal and external, then that quarterback's going to run into guys. It's not only us winning the one-on-ones that what the coaches want, but it's a pressure coordinator right now where the quarterback's duck alleys or rush lanes are eliminated. Now he's going to run into us and us hopefully into him.
Yeah, right. If Josh Allen's winning off the edge and there's nobody winning inside, he can step up away from him. Yeah. The tackle can push him by a little bit, and he can throw a pass. So that getting Mason Smith or somebody, Armstead's done it a little bit, to get those two guys pushing the middle of that pocket will help those other guys start getting those sack numbers.
No doubt about it. And Armstead's strip sack at the end of the game, how critical was that? So, I mean, the positive thing on this team is that, I think it's been said a number of times, but they do not flinch. When things happen, they don't hang their hat. They come out and try to put the fire out, whether it's offense or defense. And I love the attack and the resiliency of this team and the belief that, we're going to win the game.
We'll dig into that a little bit more coming up with you, Duff, and the mindset of the head coach and the coaching staff to get those players on the right track to go out physical a team, which they did again yesterday in San Francisco.
By the way, JP, no thanks to Mr. 71-yarder either, by the way. I mean, you got to make that kick. Sorry, dude. You got to make that kick.
What?
You got to make the field goal.
Field goal in the second half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to make that field goal. Yeah. You're making, what was it? What did he kick in the preseason? Was 71 yards? And
70.
They want to stick it in Canton. Well, he's got to go make that field goal in the regular. That puts him up 8. Yes. I mean, that's an enormous field goal right there.
He pushed it the whole way. It didn't even drift that way. It was just
he's got a big leg. We know that, but those kicks are the ones that matter. You go up 8 there, then the Niners have to go get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie you. Yeah. Now they got the ball there, go get a touchdown, they win the game. So those are the little things that, when you really are one of those dominant teams, he makes that kick, and then you sack him, and the game's over, after the kickoff. That's what has to happen there.
All right, we'll come back in just a moment and get back into this Jaguars offense and figure out ways the Jaguars can push the ball down the field through the air. Duff, we're going to get some answers out of you.
Amen.
Today. That's what we're going to do. And we'll dig into more special teams coming up. There were some positive things on teams yesterday. Some not-so-positive things also in a Jaguars win. And from the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game. Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Game day means it's time to get loud, get proud, and get real. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Deep Eddy Vodka brings real flavor made with real ingredients to every tailgate, watch party, and post-game toast. Handcrafted in small batches in Austin, Texas, Deep Eddy Vodka is distilled 10 times and is made with purified Texas water, real fruit juice, and pure cane sugar. Wherever you're cheering on the Jaguars, make every moment a real one with Deep Eddy Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please stay drink responsibly. Deep Eddy Vodka is a product of Deep Eddy Distilling Company, Austin, Texas. 35 to 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great start for us. Like I've said the last couple weeks, I mean, it's early in the year still, but the way we've won a couple of these games, and I think just in any game there's going to be adversity and ups and downs, and just the way we've handled them has been awesome. The team's really coming together, getting behind each other. We're playing complementary football. When something happens, we really take advantage of the momentum swings. I think that was a big thing today, and we just play a full game. You don't know what the next play is going to hold. Just even if something bad happened the play before, just play the next play, keep looking forward, and I think this team's done a good job of that, but you got to keep doing it.
That is quarterback Trevor Lawrence after the game in San Francisco yesterday. Jaguars over the 49ers 26-21. Welcome back to Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans. JP Shadrick with former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner from the Hyundai Studios at the Miller Electric Center. Pete Prisco with us, as always, down in South Florida. And we're taking a look now at the Jaguars offense. And, all right, let's start with some of the good. You know, and Duff, we pointed this out during this break, and it makes a lot of sense. How this Jaguars offense kind of feels right now was summed up in one long drive to me early in this game. And it was second quarter.
Yep.
Jaguars have the lead at 7-3. They just got the Lloyd interception, the first interception, so they're set up at their own 27-yard line. They go 13 plays, 89 yards, and end up getting the touchdown. But they overcame, 3 penalties on the drive?
3 penalties. 2
holding calls,
yep.
delay a game on a 3rd and
Short,
1.
Yep.
And they converted 2 third downs, the catch to Travis Hunter, the long one, and then when it made it 3rd and 6, they threw to Strange for 11. I mean, they're moving backwards. They're overcoming things. They're throwing it to Strange and Hunter, and then they find the end zone, Duff. That's kind of the offense in a nutshell right now.
I'll tell you what, that was a terrific drive. And in that drive, Trevor was completed 8 straight passes. So you're talking about execution. They overcame their own stumbles, if you will, the penalties, as you just mentioned, but they responded twice in the first half there when they got the ball in sudden change at the touchdowns. The big run by Etienne that I heard you and Pete talk about, and Pete was dead on, both of you. The blocking by Strange and the blocking by BTJ at the end that was outstanding. So it's a team effort right now that they're doing, and to respond like they did on that drive, that was magnificent. You love that as a coach, seeing that kind of execution, even when you take a couple steps back, as you mentioned. The other thing about the offense, I think they're 4th in the league right now in time of possession.
They are.
And that is a huge component, too, for your football team, especially for the defense, because when you can play ball control offense, your defense is resting, you're keeping the other team's offense off the field. That's going to be a key as we go forward, maybe even this next Monday night. So I would just suggest to you a lot of positive things in that. We just got to get the word consistency into our play.
Yeah, they make too many mistakes, right? I mean, they just do. You can't be behind the chains all the time like they've been. And I'm going to say this because I watch all the games on Sunday. We're in there. This is an epidemic across the league, pre-snap penalties. And I think it has a lot to do with training camp and not playing in the preseason. Because you have so many penalties before the snap, and you end up in 1st and 15 and 2nd and 20 and holding. It just so many mistakes that it's hard to get out from underneath them. But on that drive, they did, which, like you said, Trevor Lawrence was fantastic. Now, the thing that's missing across the league and missing from this team, and Duff, you'll know this because you're a linebacker, the big play and the big passing plays are gone. They're gone because everybody's playing off. And these coaches, in my mind, on the offensive side, have preached so much into their quarterbacks. Don't turn it over. Don't turn it over. Back in the day, it used to be a 340-yard game with 3 touchdowns and maybe 2 picks. You see that, and you go, okay, that's the game. Now, you come out of a game, and if a guy throws for over 250, you're doing cartwheels. It's changed, right, Duff? The whole game has changed.
No, I think you're dead on. I gotta agree with that 100%. I think your assessment of execution coming out of training camp is very accurate because the first few weeks you're seeing a lot of this pre-snap miscues, if you will. And then the passing game, they're trying to keep the quarterbacks upright too. They're trying to get the ball out quick, whether it's the quick throw, the 3-step game. There are way more screens than we used to see, as you've already announced and talked about. So I think you're 100% right. And protection, whether that now that leads me to this: our offensive line, our quarterback did not get touched in this game. The offensive line is playing their back ends off. I mean, when you look at the fact right now that I think they ran for 150 yards. They were about 4.7 a carry. I think we're 4th in rushing maybe now in the league as far as what they've done. But offensive line and protecting the quarterback and being able to move the ball physically has been very strong.
Here's the question I have, Pete, kind of to I think where you're starting to lead here. How much of this is not scheming it down the field, or not believing in the quarterback down the field, or the quarterback not pulling the trigger down the field? There's a balance here, right, Pete?
Well, I'll give you Sunday's game because I watched the tape this afternoon. I'll give you Sunday's game. There was an opportunity down the field early in the game where he had Parker Washington, could have hit him, didn't take it. He passed on it, took the check down. There was another one where he had an over to Parker Washington that to the sideline, and that if he hits that, he turns it up and it's a 40-yard gain. Instead, he took the short throw to Strange, and it worked. But that's working. That's almost like it's preached into your head, take the throw. Whereas you got to get to that next shot. If they're going to truly get to be what they need to be as an offense, that shot has to happen. Because you can't consistently, as we've seen, go down the field that way all the time. It just doesn't happen. So I think it's the quarterback not taking them, It's protecting him with the play calling because sometimes you're scared of that offensive line. Let's be real. The offensive line play in the NFL as a whole stinks. It really does. And the athletes on the other side of the ball, they're getting faster and tougher and more athletic than they've ever been. So you combine that, get the ball out like Duff said. The coverages are all backed off, and coaches are not willing to take those shots anymore. Duff, I was talking about this earlier. When teams used to play cover 2, offenses would run 4 verticals at them and put the safeties in a bind one way or the other. They got to make a decision.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore.
Yeah, you sure don't. And that puts major stress on that middle linebacker who was the run-through player, and so the safeties would try to compensate for him, like you said. But that terrified us on defense, was 4 up, like Pete's talking about. Pete, well done now. I'm impressed with your diagnosis here. But
don't give him a big
no,
head.
No, he's
Duff.
good.
I mean,
no,
we hear about it all the time without you saying it.
He was doing it when I was here, and he and Smitty were on Fridays at 5 o'clock every Friday. So he was.
That's right.
I learned
That's
it.
Right.
I learned back then he could call it pretty well.
Love that.
But yeah, I think that the teams, Duff, I was talking about this the other day. I told JP this. 5 of the all-time top completion percentages in the National Football League happened last year. Yeah. And so you look at it and you go, well, how come the completion percentages are so high? Because they're not throwing it down the field. They're taking the easy throws and getting it out of their hands. And if that's the way you're going to play, that's fine. But I think, like, for example, Sunday, the Rams. The Rams are in a game with the Colts. It's a tight game. They're backed up in their own end. They get man-to-man coverage. Tutu Atwell goes by his guy, and they hit a 90-yard shot for a touchdown. Game over. You win the game that way. I think we're going to start seeing more of that. And I think the Jaguars need to get more to that, too. And they will, I think, as you get more comfortable with Travis Hunter playing offense. Brian Thomas gets back to what he was. I think those will start to come.
I mean, can we just line up properly first? They did that finally, right? Check that box. No illegal shifts. They did have the false start, right? I mean, let's start with that. And then you can build up towards this as the season goes along, maybe. I don't know. That's one view of it.
By the way, I'm going to say, I told you this, JP. One of their best false start penalties of the year happened on the 4th and 1 because it meant he wasn't going for it. Okay? I mean, I was like, what was the score at that point? They were up.
Oh, gosh. I'd have to look again.
You don't give them – I think they were up by 11 at that point, maybe. No?
Oh, I'll find it, Pete.
I think it was 11. They were up 11.
Yeah.
You're just across. You're not even at midfield. You have a 4th and 1. Why give them life? Why would you even consider going for that? Now, he could come on here and tell me he wasn't going to snap the ball. It was just going to be try and draw him off and then punt the ball. But if you were really going for that, that's just dumb. It makes no sense to me.
But coaches these days, Pete, like this.
Well, you got to look at the situation. You're up 11. They haven't really done a whole hell of a lot. Punt them in.
Well, to back up something that Pete just talked about in terms of the short throws. Remember last week as we were watching San Francisco, and their other quarterback when he was in the game, he was like 20 out of 21 on throws that had air time of less than 0 to 9 yards, or in that range, quick throws. And that's where he was. And that's what, as they said, I think you're dead on. That's early on. That's where the safety zone or comfort zone right now and trying to move the changes, get the ball out quick, throw the short throw. And they are nervous about the deep ball. But when you get the deep ball rolling, oh boy, it opens up everything else. And that coupled with a quarterback every once in a while when he doesn't have it in his progression, tuck it and run. You do that, and that's going to, again, take steam off the rush.
Duff, are the rotations right before the snap that much different than they were, even 10 years ago? Safeties rolling at the snap, or because everybody's trying to portray it as the defenses are ahead of the offenses now. They play that rotation game, and the offenses can't check. Is it that much different in your mind?
I think that not that much different. No, to answer your question, Pete, I think that the coaches are doing a good job of trying to hold the guys to the last minute so that the quarterback can't tell, and they try to move, as the snap occurs. That's probably where the defenses are better than when not too long ago. But and anything you can present to the quarterback after the snap that's different than what he saw pre-snap is to your advantage. So I think that's what they're trying to do.
All right, guys, let's come back in a moment. One more segment, Duff? You got some time?
I'm here for as long as you need.
Let's dig it. We'll get into special teams, including a punt return touchdown that really was needed in a big moment for the Jaguars yesterday. Of course, in the second hour, we'll have Fanatics fan questions. We'll keep it real. Plenty more ahead. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Game day means it's time to get loud, get proud, and get real. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Deep Eddy Vodka brings real flavor made with real ingredients to every tailgate, watch party, and post-game toast. Handcrafted in small batches in Austin, Texas, Deep Eddy Vodka is distilled 10 times and is made with purified Texas water, real fruit juice, and pure cane sugar. Wherever you're cheering on the Jaguars, make every moment a real one with Deep Eddy Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please stay drink responsibly. Deep Eddy Vodka is a product of Deep Eddy Distilling Company, Austin, Texas. 35 to 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? Right now during the Renewal by Anderson's Big BOGO event, buy one, get one 40% off, plus zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. At Renewal by Anderson, our Acclaim Impact Replacement windows are built for Florida homes and designed to help you save money on your energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. License number CGC 1527613.
My best friend Riley loved going to the beach. She was a great swimmer. Then one day, during a swim meet, she collapsed. She had cancer, Hodgkin lymphoma. She spent months getting care at UF Health. The doctors did so much, even put her in a clinical trial. I wish we could go to the beach right now. But she's working.
Out of the water.
She's on lifeguard duty. Maybe we'll head out when her shift is done.
UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
If you look closely at a Ford SUV, you won't just see eye-catching design. You'll feel adventure and a new sense of freedom in a Ford Bronco, or an elevated level of confidence from the advanced technology found in a Ford Explorer. And with standard 4x4 in the Bronco Sport, you'll find the strength to overcome almost any obstacle. It's time to see Ford SUVs in a new light. Stop by your local Ford dealer today to find a great deal on a new Ford SUV.
Watch the game, host your crew, or just unwind at BC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4772.
Complimentary football. All three phases. You talk about 3 takeaways, guys, in 4 straight games. That's the first time ever. 150 yards rushing offensively. No sacks allowed. No sacks allowed. Hey, Parker Washington. Hey, game ball. Let me get this game ball real quick. Eric Armstead, where you at, bro?
Liam Cohen in the Jaguars locker room at Levi's Stadium yesterday after the Jags win over the 49ers. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Mark Duffner with us for the final few minutes of this opening hour of the program tonight. And we'll get to the coach there in just a moment. But part of that speech was the Parker Washington punt return touchdown, 87 yards, his second career punt return score. Both of them, by the way, are on booming punts that kind of drive him back opens up some space, and he's taking advantage of it.
Oh, tremendous blocking by the team. And then, again, you watch him looking for the lanes and the holes in their coverage. It's awesome. And when you score, typically when you score on a return, whether it be punt or kickoff return, it's a strong indicator percentage-wise to win the game. What a great return. I think that right now that they had yesterday, I think 198 yards in return yards. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I mean, that's a terrific job by the special teams, Coach Farwell and the staff there.
He's such a good football player. If you watch him as a return man, he's good at that. You watch him as a receiver, and he's tough, and he's, does a lot of good. He'll block. He'll catch the ball. He can do so many different things. He's a great guy to have on your team. This might have been a block in the back, by the way. They might have got away with one on that one. But it's still, watching him play, you wish you had a lot of guys like him. He's that kind of guy. You look at, you always say, I wish I had 22 of those guys. Like when you watch the Raiders play, you wish you had 22 guys that played like Max Crosby. Well, you wish you had a lot of guys that played like Parker Washington, because he cares, and you can tell he cares. He's a great guy to have on your roster.
Demonstrates great energy. Like you said, he'll do anything. He'll block on offense. He makes catches, big plays. He's got the big play ability. It's demonstrated right there. I'm with you on that. I think he's second in the league right now in return, so good for him.
Pretty good. Bashal Tootin had a nice kickoff return to set up points before halftime. Now they also nearly blew it before half with the throw in bounds with no timeouts left. That's another story altogether after that. But the kickoff return, I knew I'd get an eye roll out of Pete with that one. But they got the kickoff to get it going.
Well, and then let's not forget about Trevor going out of bounds late in the game.
Right, sliding down. That's another, out of bounds. Unfortunately, on special teams, a couple other things did not go well. You mentioned Cam Little's miss and a big moment late that would have put him up 8, but LaQuinn Allen Jr. stepped out of bounds on a kickoff return. If the right foot would have been out of bounds before he makes the catch,
they would have got the ball
it's the straddle
That's
rule.
what he should do. That's what you should do.
They teach that, actually, sometimes.
Well, they must not have taught it to him recently then, because he forgot about it.
So some things happen from time to time in live game action, Duff. It happens.
And by the way, the opening kickoff, they should have challenged that. Did you notice that? The opening kickoff was a fumble. Jerry and Jones pulled the ball out as the guy was going to the ground.
Interesting.
And I watched it today. It would have been close, but you might have had a challenge win there because they recovered it to get the ball and set the tone for the rest of that game.
Oh, that would have been something.
That would have been major league. Well, that's, again, good job getting the ball out, and doggone it, I wish we would have challenged it or were aware of it. That would have been huge.
They did it all day on defense and apparently on special teams too. Duff, final thoughts with you here as we're coming up on the end of this opening hour here of this program. We heard from Liam Cohen in the locker room. You see the reaction from the players win and loss. We've seen it in that locker room setting. But to go win a game like that on the road and then to see the passion out of the head coach, both on the field after the game and in the locker room after the game, that gives you the leadership you need, right?
No question about it. I personally love it. I mean, you can see now, he is in it from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head. Great energy, great enthusiasm. You used the word passion. I saw it out in practice during, a few times I was out in training camp. I liked how he connected with the players. He didn't just stand there like a statue. He was active. He's not afraid to call players out, whether it be on the field in practice or in the locker room, whatever the case may be. And I really like it. The players appreciate that, and they know that this guy's a genuine guy that cares about them, that's got personality, that's got enthusiasm, and that's what this game's all about. So I'm big time in corner of this guy.
Oh, he's willing to throw right crosses for him. What the hell? Right? After the game.
Absolutely.
See, I like that. And so, I know he was a quarterback, but geez, Pete, he kind of acts like a linebacker. I kind of like that about him. He's got the toughness and physicality in him that he's talking about to the team.
Yeah, he might not have wanted to mess with that guy.
Yeah.
No, probably not. Good thing Hainsey and the security guy were there because.
Salah runs stadium steps for like an hour before the game, and he's repped like crazy. It might have been ugly.
Yeah, but it is a refreshing sound to hear a head coach like that around here.
Oh yeah, and you could see the locker room, and of course it was after victory, but he's that way. Even win or loss, you're getting the heart and soul of this guy, and then when it's genuine like that, the players know that you care like that. That motivates them to do even more. They don't want to let the guy down, and that's a plus, I think.
Yeah, and you didn't know what you would get from that stamp. You never know when you hire a guy as a head coach. What is he going to be? Great coordinators sometimes don't always turn into great coaches. And I tell JP this all the time. Tony Dungy and John Osher can tell this, used to say it all the time. You had to learn to be a head coach. It's not just calling ball plays. You got to be the head coach. And this guy, after 3 games or 4 games, looks like he gets it. And that's the most important. You didn't know. We had no idea. We didn't know who he was. You didn't know who he was as a person, as a coach. Now you have an idea. And I think the players, like you said, Duff, they rally around him.
Pete, I'll say this to you. He didn't know how he was going to be. You never know how you're going to be as a head coach until you get that opportunity. And you've watched a lot of people. You've learned along the way, as we do in anything. But he didn't even know. I just like the path that he's on right now. I think it's very sincere. I think it's, high energy. And like I said, I think the players are, as we've all said, rallying behind him.
Duff, thanks for coming in today. Always a pleasure to see you.
Awesome.
Yeah, great insight.
JP, you and Pete, I love being with you. I hope to do it again. Don't get amnesia if you need me.
We'll definitely won't. We'll definitely have you in again.
He's Wally Pippen Austin.
He might be already. Week 4 is all it took.
No.
He's
Don't attack me now, Pete. I see a blitz mentality from you now. Keep it vanilla now.
I love it. Mark Duffner with us. We're back with the second hour of the program coming up. Fanatics fan questions. We'll keep it real. All that is ahead. This is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dream Finders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dream Finders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dream Finders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years straight. Choose a gas, hybrid, or all-electric F-150. Got a heavyweight job to do? It's time for Super Duty. Save on a great selection of Ford trucks, including Maverick and Ranger. It's Ford Truck Month. Time to make your move. Don't miss the best offers of the year during Ford Truck Month.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Yuengling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yuengling is the taste of tradition. Yuengling, legends stand the test of time.
Frank Franzi here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports memories. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in 1996? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle & Sons Fencing. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821. That's 904-356-4821. Or visit CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E, Jacks.com. Coyle & Sons, keeping your business and home safe for nearly a century.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
And we saw the video of you down on the field with Coach Salah after the game. A lot of the players did too. The guys say they kind of like seeing that fieriness from you, that you kind of take it real personal. Is that something that, like, that the guys they want to see that side of you sometimes, that helps show the locker room?
I mean, I think we're all competitive, right? Like, we're all competitive in this. We're playing a competitive sport for our jobs. And we're all in it together, and I appreciate everybody obviously playing the way that they played, the physicality, the chip on their shoulder right now that we're playing with. And as much as our locker room can continue to buy into that edge and playing with an edge and competing with an edge and preparing with an edge, I only think it's going to help us as we move forward as a team.
That is Liam Cohen earlier this afternoon on a Zoom call with the media at day after the Jaguars win over the San Francisco 49ers. And welcome back. It's the second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game. And, of course, the Jaguars won in Santa Clara yesterday. First ever win for the Jags on the road against San Francisco in now 3 tries all time. The Jags defense with 4 takeaways, and now a league best 13 for the season through 4 games. And as you heard earlier from Liam Cohen in the locker room, first time ever the Jags have had 3 or more takeaways in 4 straight games. What a start to the season. And, of course, now the Jaguars scored 17 points off those turnovers. They lead the league in, yes, both takeaways and, yes, points off those turnovers as well. Travis Etienne Jr., 124 yards on 19 carries. He's now 3rd in the league in rushing, trailing only Jonathan Taylor and James Cook. And the Jags' offensive line had some starters out late and still performed. No hits on the quarterback all day long. And, of course, that great rushing performance up front. Special teams made an impact. Parker Washington, 87-yard punt return touchdown, the second in his career. Penalty issues still, though. 12 penalties in the game. Still some pre-snap issues getting lined up. The play clock winding down. Passing game down the field still feels a little bit shaky at times, but the Jaguars are 3-1. That's the bottom line. And it's only the 8th time in 31 seasons the Jaguars have been 3-1 or better. So they're in a good spot. Coming into Monday Night Football this week, the Kansas City Chiefs come to town in Week 5, and tickets are available. This place needs to be packed out for Monday night. Pete Prisco with me, JP Shadrick with you as well,
JP,
and Monday night.
I hear the games, the tickets are hot commodity. So if you want to go, you better go get them.
You better go get them fast.
And remember 2 weeks ago or last week on here, I was mocking that crowd a little bit for what showed up against the Texans. So it'll be interesting to see how packed it is. And I think it could be it won't be a playoff game type crowd, but it could be close. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the marquee team. Hell, is Taylor Swift going to show up at the game?
Maybe.
We don't even know that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She might leave early when the Jags are up by 3 touchdowns, but that's okay.
How are they going to take 22 passes down the field to get a touchdown, JP? Is that what you're saying? Hey, the Chiefs are no better, by the way. They can dunk too.
Yeah, they can.
No, I think it could be a great atmosphere. The fact they won at San Francisco probably helped ticket sales today, and I think the buzz is going to build throughout the week. ESPN's going to be here next week. It's just it's good to see, and I think if you're going to go buy tickets, go to the game, go buy the damn tickets. And we understand, me and you understand why there was a little apprehension. I mean, it's understandable.
Sure, that should be gone now.
You're 3-1. And if you look at this division, the Colts lost, so you're now tied with them. The Titans are a disaster. The Texans can't score. They scored against the Titans, but that was against the Titans. So it's winnable. And the fans need to realize that. It's winnable. So go out and buy the tickets and make that place crazy.
This is what NFL football is, and should be year after year, are moments like this coming up Monday night against the perennial AFC power, the dynasty of record right now in the NFL, and an up-and-coming Jaguars team that still has some flaws, some things they're working on, but they're 3-1, and the Chiefs are finding a way to get some wins, and they've won 2 in a row after dropping the first 2. If you don't come to this one, I mean, this is what it's built for right here, Pete.
I will say this about that game coming up. The Chiefs got the offense cranked up a little bit against Baltimore. Getting Worthy back changes the dynamic of the offense. He can go. They protected better. They ran it a little bit better. But the thing that stood out to me was that defense. Spagnuolo in the last 2 weeks has that defense playing really good football. And they're going to be a real challenge for this offense. And that's why I talked to you about getting shots down the field. Because if you don't, and it's drive, run, short throw, run, penalty, 1st and 20. Or, false start, 1st and 15. Or you have like yesterday, 3rd and 1. The play's late getting in. Trevor changes the play, and the play clock goes to 0. That can't happen.
No.
That's on the sideline. It's on Trevor. You can't change that play. If you're going to try and change that play with that time on the clock, you have to call timeout. Have to. It's a huge down at 3rd and 1. The difference between 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 6 is enormous. You can't allow that to happen. And they did. Those are the things you got to clean up.
Yeah, especially against a group like Kansas City coming in that can take advantage of that. And they've got Chris Jones up there, of course, on the D-line.
Well, not
they got
just that.
Karlaftis.
Spagnuolo throws so many different things at you that if you're in 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and long, he's gonna change things up, and you're going to see a mistake. You got to stay out of those situations.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. Hope to see everybody here at the bank on Monday night, of course, for Week 5, Monday Night Football. The Jaguars haven't beaten the Chiefs, Pete, since 2009. The Chiefs have won the last 8 meetings, including the playoff game against the Jaguars. Its time is now.
Has it been really since 2009?
2009 was the last Jaguars win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Correct.
Well, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, November 8th, 2009. 24-21 win.
And they lost in the playoffs a couple years ago. We remember that
one.
So
I'll go through them. Since then, 2010, loss at Kansas City. 2013.
Well, it's hard to win there, and they haven't played them many times at Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, 2013 was here. I think that was Week 1. It was 28-2. Remember the block punt safety?
Oh, yeah.
And they scored 28 straight. That was brutal. 1914 at Kansas City in 2016. 2018 they lost out there. 2019 they lost here. 2022 lost at Kansas City, and that was in the regular season, and then in the playoffs lost there as well. So, and then
how many times have they been whacked by them though? That's the interesting one, because the 28-2 was they dominated that game for the whole game.
I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of recent whackings. I mean, the playoff game was close. I mean, it was a 7-point game.
They had the ball when it was a 7-point game.
Regular season was close. Remember, they tried an onside kick in the opening kickoff and recovered it.
Yeah.
So, and that they lost by 10 in that game. They lost by 14 the time before that. So there's some back in history that got away from them because they were just not a very good team. But
Yeah, but again, if you're going to send a message to the rest of the NFL, you win that game. Especially if the Chiefs had lost to the Ravens, then even if you beat them on a Monday night, people would have said, this is a bad Chiefs team, or they're down Chiefs team. But the way they dominated the Ravens on Sunday, they come in there riding high a little bit, and you knock them off on national TV, that's a message sender to the rest of the NFL.
Can this Jaguars team, on both lines of scrimmage, can they out-physical Kansas City? Is this a group that can push around?
On the offensive line, you might be able to get after them a little bit.
Okay.
They haven't been great up there. Even the stars, Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith haven't been as good as they've normally been. So you might be able to get some pressure against them, speed them up a little bit. Stop. They don't run the ball very well. They're not a good running team. They haven't been. They are getting the Smith kid from Central Florida. From SMU going, and that's one to keep an eye on because he's a rookie. He's got the juice that Pacheco and Hunt don't have.
Mm-hmm.
He could be a dangerous thing. But no, you can. The defensive line, block Chris Jones. Period. Block him. Block Chris Jones. He can. The fact that it's on a Monday night is not good if you're trying to block Chris Jones, because I think Chris Jones is one of those guys that amps it up in prime time, amps it up in the postseason.
Yeah.
So if it was on a Sunday afternoon at 1:00, Chris Jones might not be the same player. Chris Jones will be on Monday night in front of the whole nation.
Might be sleepwalking a little bit, 1:00 on Sunday.
Yeah.
But not when the lights are bright, when
the
eyeballs are on, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to this game, certainly. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco. Our thanks to Mark Duffner, by the way, former Jags linebackers coach. He's awesome, Pete.
He is awesome. He does a nice job.
I hate he's out of the game right now. I mean, he's been in the league forever as a defensive assistant and a coordinator at times, and a long time here, of course, in Cincinnati, a couple different stints, but they all got blown out. So he's hanging out, and it's good to have him on Jaguars media this year.
So he made his home like a lot of the coaches end up doing. They end up making their home in Jacksonville.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think when he first got the Jags job, 2006, I think it's the same place. I don't think he's moved.
Yeah, a lot of guys. I think Joe DiCamillo still has his place there, I think if I'm not mistaken.
And he's in South Carolina now. So,
yeah.
Does
Gus Bradley still have his place there, too?
I believe they have a place here, too. Like, there's a lot of all these guys. Stick around. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, where are you going to go live? You're going to go live, somewhere else? I mean, Jacksonville's a great place to live.
Yeah, certainly is. And
so much so that I moved out of there. No,
it's so much better now, actually. It's actually gotten better since you left, Pete.
Hey, JP, I lived in Jacksonville more than any other spot in my entire life. Think about that. I did. I lived there for 30-something years.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say how old you are, Pete, but that's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of fun there. I enjoyed Jacksonville. I enjoyed living there. It's a good city, good people.
The ratings have gone through the roof ever since you left here. So the city is it might have something to do with it. Maybe you're not here anymore, Pete. And it's
the city rankings? The city rankings went up when I left.
Going up.
Oh wow.
Up. Yeah.
Look,
I'm kidding.
At least Jacksonville's grown up a little bit, though. I will say that
Yeah,
they don't have tolls on the freeway anymore like they used to.
That helps.
Well, you weren't around for those.
I missed that. Yeah, that's silly.
The paper mill doesn't stink as bad as it used to back in the day.
Not as much.
And they've built restaurants and bars and stuff around town, which is nice to see. So yeah, it's good. I will say this: Jacksonville, to me, has the best golfing I've ever been around, and nobody plays in the summer, which made it even better. But that's one thing I greatly miss about the city of Jacksonville.
Pete, let's come back and keep it real. It's all
we haven't kept it real yet.
It's all been a sham from this up until right now.
When we come back, JP, it's going to be as real as it's ever been.
It gets no realer than this coming up.
No.
We'll find
Sponsored
out.
by?
Nobody.
Sponsored?
No.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's real. That's really real. Hey, Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game, we've got fantastic food tonight for our production staff. The quesadillas, the corn nuggets, I think garlic wings are smelling up the room in there. It's a good thing, though, certainly for Mr. Chubby's Wings. We're back in a moment, keeping it real right around the corner. We'll get your Fanatics fan questions coming up as well. This is Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. JP Shadrick with CBS Sports senior writer Pete Prisco. Austin Lane out this week. Our thanks to former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner joining us in the first hour tonight. And, of course, Leonard Skinner is coming home. Celebrate Southern Rock and American Pride with Skinner Rocks the Red, White, and Blue, a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces. Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Get your tickets at dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000. Time now for Keeping It Real, still unsponsored. We've gotten a couple of offers on X for like $20. I don't think that's enough.
Not enough. We need more than that.
Yeah, I mean,
make it happen, Jacksonville. If this team keeps winning, you're going to make it happen.
Yeah, see? That would make sense. Teams
then
3-1.
Everybody jumps on board. You know how that goes.
It's okay. There's room. There's room on the bandwagon, Pete.
Right.
There's plenty of room on the bandwagon for sure. All right, keeping it real. The topic du jour is Liam Cohen and Robert Salah. What happened before the game, of course, so we all remember. Basically, Salah said that this group does legal sign stealing, and the implication was that it was a little beyond clean. Cohen, I think, kept his thoughts about it to himself, publicly at least, late in the week. Friday, he didn't have much to say about it in the press conference. But he certainly apparently had something to say after the game on the field to Robert Salah. It was caught on video by Action Sports Jack's cameras as Cohen turns down a handshake, it appears, from Robert Salah, and then something was chirped, and that caught Cohen's attention. He comes back. He's held back by players, and then Salah's talking back and forth and all this. And, of course, after the game, Liam Cohen didn't have anything else to say about it. Today we heard just a little bit earlier what his comments were about what it does for his team like that. That's all kind of – they're trying to put it in the rear view, I think. But I think in general, Pete, first off, the incident's interesting. We're talking about it all day here. In the grand scheme, does it matter much? I don't know if it does, Pete.
No, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And in fact, if they see each other, they probably just laugh it off and move on with it. But I think it's a couple things about it. I didn't understand what Salah was saying and why he said it this week. When he did say it last week.
Right.
By the way, there's the hoodie. That's what Tony's new nickname is, the hoodie. Did you see him? We thought Belichick was the hoodie.
Nope.
Baselli's the hoodie.
Yeah,
He's Jacksonville's hoodie. We got to make that go viral. He's the hoodie.
Yeah.
He's Jacksonville's the Hall of Fame hoodie or whatever he is in Jacksonville. That's what he is. But I thought it was strange that he picked this week to make those comments, or last week. And the reason I say that is he was indicting the entire coaching tree. He was indicting Sean McVay. He was indicting Kevin O'Connell. Oh, hell, his coach is from that tree at some point too. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it was, he also mentioned Minnesota, where we know the offensive coordinator, he's from Minnesota. The offensive line coach from Minnesota. But legal sign stealing that's not an issue. You're not doing anything wrong. Everybody does it. Rand Carthon, who works with me, we were talking about this yesterday. He said when he used to go out as an advanced scout, he'd look for all the tells, while you're out there, So there really isn't anything illegal about it. So why bring it up the week of the Jaguars game? And I have my theory on it.
Oh, boy, I wonder.
That he's bitter that he didn't get the job. Because Robert Salah was a finalist for that job with Liam Cohn, remember?
The head coaching job here this offseason.
If Liam Cohn doesn't reverse course and take the job, I think Robert Salah is the head coach of the Jaguars. So maybe there's some bitterness there. That's the reason he brought it up. But as far as he never really mentioned, but Liam Cohn was saying, keep my name out of your mouth. He didn't say his name. I didn't hear him say Liam's name. Did you? He never did.
Unless he said it on the field right there for the first time. I don't think he did.
No, in the press conference, he never said his name. Yeah. But I love the fact that, because let's face it, pettiness is a way of the world in the National Football League. And the fact that he was petty and Liam was just as petty to go back at him after the game, I love it. I love it. Now, if it had gone to fisticuffs, that would have been out of control. It would have been terrible. They both would have been suspended. It would not have been a good look. But the fact that Liam went at him and said, I think the players all responded to that. They love that. It shows respect. He earned their respect by doing something like that. And so I have no problem with it whatsoever. I think my problem is the vagueness of which Salah said it. And he wasn't pinned down on it. What do you mean by that? Why would you say it this week? Why did you mention Minnesota and coaches from that staff? And it never came to that. I never heard a real clarification of it. So he kind of left it so vague that everybody automatically assumed game week he was talking about the Jaguars and Cohn. When the reality is, Cohn's been a head coach for 3 games at that point.
Right.
How could you possibly know what he was doing?
Right.
Now, do they all cheat to some degree? Yes. I don't care what they say. For example, training camp practices are open. I could go put cousin Tommy in San Francisco's training camp practice. Nobody would know he was my cousin, and he could report back to me what they were doing, right? You're not allowed to do that. You could do it, and nobody would know. So I think this was just out of character for him to do it this week, and I think there was a method to the madness. I didn't get the job, so I'm throwing this alley-oop up for all to dunk. That's all it was to me. That's what I thought it was.
And I think Liam took it as hey, this is a perfect alley-oop for me to dunk and, prove to this, not only the team, but to himself that, hey, you know what? If they're talking about my coaches, about my players, we're going to go defend. And this is the new era of Jaguars football. It's not a back away and, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it situation. Let's confront and then call it a day. Like, we're not going to let anything slide anymore. And I think that goes right to the top of the organization. And I think
I
Liam
would love
Cohen
to-
made
yeah.
a point of that after it may not have been directed towards him, but he took it as directed towards him and his team and his staff, and he wanted to at least verbally put it into it. And he put it into it by beating the 49ers. First of all, you got to go win the game. And then second, all right, you're going to come after the game too? I'll tell you about it on the field after the game also. That's the new era, and I love that about the leader of this football team.
No, they could have went and just said, "Hey, Robert, take a peek at the scoreboard if you want
That
to."
would have
he could
been
have
the
played
better-
that. He could have played that game.
Yeah.
Or he could have said, "Hey, head coach, assistant coach, he could have played that game." I mean, there's a lot of games he could have played. The one game I don't think Liam would really want to play is if they really did square off. I don't think Robert Salah is a compact man and a tough, but you never know. By the way, sometimes we have certifiably crazy. Maybe Liam's crazy and he would have given him a beating. We don't know.
Liam might have got the first shot in, but it's the others that I would have been worried about. Yeah.
But it never came to that, thankfully,
No,
because
of
nobody
course
wants
not.
nobody wants
We're
to see
joking
that.
about that part,
We are
but,
joking.
yeah,
Nobody wants to see that. But I give him credit for fighting the fight, because I would have, me personally, and this might have happened. We don't know what he said or what somebody said to each other. I might have got over there and said, "Hey, really, dude? We were stealing your signals." And then maybe that we don't see the beginning of it. What was anything was said. I do know that Robert Salah made some harsh threats in that thing, though.
Yes.
What do you say? I could. What was the exact word?
End your life or something. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty,
end your life or something like that. Which it's all talk. That happens on a football field too. But I think Liam Cohen earned a lot of brownie points with his players just by that. And it wasn't meant to be anything done for that reason, but it just happened, and I think that'll give him some cachet. I will say this, though. When he was like trying to go back over there and he was being held back, that was one of those where the fight, like the kid's like, hold me back. He's going to go fight, and he's really getting held back. You know what I'm talking about. We always saw that kid in school. Hold me back. He's not really trying to go because he's glad he's being held back. So
Was
might
that
have been
you,
what
Pete,
that was
in
about.
school? Were you one of those kids, the hold me back kid? Was that
No,
you?
I found a way to get it. Maybe not in the moment, but I would have found a way.
Oh, man. And then, of course, they're walking off. Final thought about it. They're walking off after it's done. Hainsey's with him and one of our security guys with him. And then he hears something, like they all turn around and Hainsey's like bows up, and it's Baselli.
Yeah, what was that part of it? Was that Baselli running in?
Yeah, that was Baselli running in. They thought it was somebody coming after, and Hainsey's about to jump on him. He's got his
The hoodie.
back.
Look at the hoodie. The hoodie's in. That's
hilarious.
By the way, I told you that he said his wife got those for him. She must have ordered the whole damn catalog for him because that's all he wears anymore.
All different colors, right?
The hoodie. He's Jacksonville's. That's Jacksonville's hoodie.
The Hall of Fame hoodie.
The Hall of Fame hoodie. Belichick might give you a Hall of Fame hoodie, but right now, Tony Baselli is the Hall of Fame hoodie. Let's make that go viral. Hall of Fame hoodie. We'll get a little icon, the hoodie. And he stole it from James Gladstone.
Yeah, if he was still co-host of this show, we could make it, happy hour themed. But he's not.
Well, he never wore a hoodie on this show ever.
No, it was T-shirt, Tony.
Right now he's hoodie. He's the Hall of Fame hoodie. That's who he is. But he was right there. I saw that in the beginning. He was kind of lagging behind, kind of with one eye on it. And I saw him because he knows Robert Salah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows.
Process.
Robert Salah's a good dude. He really is. And I just think it was heat of the moment. But I don't understand his rationale for doing it last week. And my theory, and I stick to my theory because I'm usually a good judge of the human psyche. Oh. He did that. He did that because he didn't get it. He didn't get the job.
Sour grapes. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
And by the way, this is a question out there too. Jaguar fans, I bet you're happy he didn't get the job. I bet, not that he might not have been a good coach, but I bet you Jacksonville right now, the city, is thrilled with what Liam Cohen's doing with that team.
I think they're starting, if they didn't realize what he is and what he can be, like we just talked about with Duff earlier, maybe he didn't realize it either, but everybody's starting to realize what that is for this locker room.
You know what the best part of it is? He's being true to himself.
He's so genuine.
So many coaches get into this profession and they try to be something they're not. Be you. Like anybody who ever, and this is my worldly advice for anybody. If you're going on a job interview, don't go be something you're not, because people see right through that. Be you. And I think that's the thing about Liam Cohen is he's being himself and he's being genuine, and that comes through. We didn't know. I'll be honest with you. My first couple interactions with him, I was a little skeptical. There was the whole Duval, and he didn't like it. And I said something to him at the combine about it, kidding around. But I've come to really like him as a guy because of the way he handles himself. And I think as a coach, he handles himself and the situation better than I expected he would at this point in his career. So I think that's good.
Let's see how it grows, too. I mean, we're only 4 weeks in, so a lot of things can happen, and having to adjust to things that come across your desk.
If they're 3-13 in 13 weeks, then we'll have a whole other story or whatever, 12 weeks.
You might have a different approach to that. That's right. Keeping it real. Sponsorship still available.
Still out there.
One of these days. You know what is sponsored is Fanatics Fan Questions.
They're coming up, right?
They're coming up next, Pete.
Are they happy? I bet they're happy now, though.
Yeah. For the most part.
When they lose, they're nasty. When they win, they're happy.
That's the way it goes. We'll find out in just a moment. Fanatics Fan Questions. We'll go around the league as well in just a little bit. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
If you look closely at a Ford SUV, you won't just see eye-catching design. You'll feel adventure and a new sense of freedom in a Ford Bronco, or an elevated level of confidence from the advanced technology found in a Ford Explorer. And with standard 4x4 in the Bronco Sport, you'll find the strength to overcome almost any obstacle. It's time to see Ford SUVs in a new light. Stop by your local Ford dealer today to find a great deal on a new Ford SUV.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Can't write a better script than that, to be honest. Just woke up today, didn't want to make it bigger than it was, and just live in the moment and see what today had to bring, and it was a pretty special day. Probably one I won't forget.
Eric Armstead, Jaguars defensive tackle after the game yesterday against the San Francisco 49ers. His old team. Jaguars won at 26-21. Jaguars happy hour continues. The second hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco. And set your calendar for the annual Tailgate with Tony, benefiting the Baselli Foundation. It's Sunday, October 12th, ahead of the Seahawks game from 10 a.m. to noon. Help support the Baselli Foundation's programs to provide mentoring for incarcerated young men, plus teachers in high-need schools. Elevated tailgate experiences are available with inclusive food and drinks, and tickets are at BaselliFoundation.com. And look for Tailgate with Tony on the website.
They need to change that to hanging with the hoodie.
That'd be a perfect way to bring it all together.
Right? Hanging with the hoodie.
I love it. Absolutely love it. It's always a great event each and every year, so check that out before the Seahawks game in a couple weeks. By the way, Monday, October 6th, the Jaguars hosting the Chiefs. And, hey, the seats are they're going pretty quick today, apparently, because they're expecting to be in a position to release some standing room-only tickets later in the I I'm told today.
Wow.
So, I don't know if they sold them all right now.
Monday night.
It could be.
They'll be buzzing.
They'll
be buzzing.
It's a week away. There's plenty of time to build up to this thing. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So lock down the bank, and they're asking folks to dress in teal, as much teal as you can, for the game on Monday night against the Chiefs.
They're wearing the throwbacks again, right?
They are, correct.
Yeah. Those uniforms are nice.
The Prowlers.
Yeah, well, the Prowlers.
There's a prowling Jaguar on the side.
It's the throwback. That's
what it's called, the Prowler throwback. That's what it's called, Pete.
Oh, all right.
There's the prowling Jaguar on the sleeve.
At least that uniform looks good. Some of the uniform. Did you see the Cardinals uniform the other day? It was awful.
Not bad?
Oh, my God. Oh, it was like had specks on it, like a sandstorm, or I don't know what the hell it was.
You know what I liked the other week, and not a lot of people liked it, was the Saints gold jerseys.
Ugh.
You didn't like it?
No.
I don't know if they played that well, but I liked the jersey. Yeah.
No, I didn't like it at all.
It happens.
NFL can market some stuff now, can't they?
Here's one. All right, what if they did a hoodie jersey? Like where you did like this kind of flop in the back in honor of Baselli. Some kind of thing.
Like a 71 jersey with the hoodie on it?
A hoodie on it. You could sell them in the store, Pete.
And he could be the model for Mr. Lululemon himself.
He could be at this point. Absolutely he could. All right, time for the Fanatics fan questions. Gear up at Fanatics.com with all the latest Jag style. Shop now and get today's special offer at Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything. The cat signal on X earlier. Here's the best we've come up with today. At Tartan Teal, what do you guys think happens with the contracts of Trayvon Walker and Devin Lloyd?
Trayvon Walker's going to get one. Devin Lloyd is an interesting. Let's hold off until the end of the season for that one.
Got to see a little more.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's been fantastic. He's been one of the best linebackers in the league. You can't deny that. But I want to see more. And what if he started busting coverages again late in the season? Then you'd be concerned about that. But as of right now, I think you try and get him signed if he plays this way the rest of the way. But I don't think you could have that much money tied up between him and Foye at that spot. Yeah. So you'd almost have to make a decision there.
And
Jack Kaiser's waiting, by the way. He's going to be playing at some point.
He was out there a little bit yesterday because of some injury stuff, I think, with Foye, right?
And didn't play great. Was just okay.
Yeah, he's young. I mean, he's not young.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's a rookie.
But he's a rookie. I mean, but you get thrown into the game, you're a rookie. That's tough to do.
That's right. So we'll check that out as the season goes on. But, I mean, Devin Lloyd is tied for the league lead in interceptions this year with 3. So there's that.
I mean, he's been around the football. He's been really good. But you could also say we could tag him.
What's the tag on a linebacker? Does that include like T.J. Watt money?
Yeah, that's the problem.
You're gonna pay him $30 million a year?
No, it wouldn't be that high, but it'd be high. Yeah, I don't. You got to be careful with that on a guy in a contract year playing better than he's ever done. we could sit here and say, okay, well, it's the defense. He's lost weight. Well, why did he lose weight? Why didn't he lose weight before he was in a contract year? And he's been hurt. Don't get me wrong. Remember that very first training camp he missed time.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's been in this is third different defense. And the first two didn't utilize him in the right ways either. So there's some of that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll see how he goes. I mean, come talk to this question will be addressed throughout the season, and I bet you halfway through the season we have a definitive answer. If he's playing like this, you find a way to keep him. If he's not, and it's regressing again, then you have questions.
Yeah, there's questions. It's early in the season. We'll see how that goes. Moving ahead. Next question at Craig O'Keely. Is the offense too complicated right now? There seems to be a lot of confusion both pre-snap and in route recognition. What changes need to happen?
No, I will say this. I talked to Baker Mayfield about this offense and even talked to Trevor about it. It's very complicated, and there's a lot happening at the line of scrimmage. So I do think there's some of that at play here. I think some of the calls are coming in late, too. The call on 3rd and 1 came in late. That was a late call. But Trevor has to be smarter than to try and change that play, too. So it's a combination of guys getting lined up, too. We've seen a fair share of those problems where they're lining each other up and taking time off the play clock. So what they need to do is get the play call in sooner. So if you do have any of those issues, you're not going to have a delay of game.
But the offense
and by the way, false starts happen a lot of the times when guys are at the line of scrimmage and they're in their stance and they're changing and checking and moving and lining guys up because the linemen are in a stance and they false start sometimes too, or flinch or whatever.
Yeah, it all kind of bleeds together there. But, you shouldn't pull back on the offense. You just got to learn all the nuances of the offense, right?
Well, I don't think the offense is the problem. No, the offense isn't the problem. The mechanism and how you're getting the plays into it are the problem right now.
That's right. Because, it seems like the play calling's been pretty good on offense. You know?
When they had to delay a game on 3rd and 1 to make it 3rd and 5, wasn't there another penalty right after that too?
Yeah, I think there was. I got to go find that again.
That, to me, JP, is something that can never happen. If you have a brain fart penalty, and that's what I call them because that's what they are, then you can't have it with another one to follow it up after that. And I think they did.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Not good. Not good. Next question. At Tog Heffernan, would Austin Lane corner Liam in a fight against Salah? Well, Austin's not here to answer that tonight.
No, he's not.
Now,
Austin against the two of them might be a fair fight, but look, nobody wants to see those two fight, so stop it. They're not going to fight. They weren't going to fight. They might have talked. They might have talked to talk. Sometimes you're never going to get into a real fight, and it's fun just to act like you are. They weren't getting into a real fight.
There's a video that goes around social media a lot of the two dogs like barking at each other through the fence, and then the fence opens and they just stop. And the fence closes and they're barking at each other.
Right.
That's what it is.
Your bark is worse than your bite.
That's exactly it. At ML Ratchford, who are some potential trade targets the Jags could add before the deadline? Pete, now we're adding players. This team's good enough to add players that go on a playoff run, huh?
It's a little early for that. Particularly when you're building something for the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's not just about the now. You got to be careful with that because if it's just about the now, you're going to lose sight of what the big picture is. And so I think you got to be. Yeah, I mean, if somebody became available that you thought could help you right away, or you had an injury or something, then yes. But don't be giving up. They've done a great job of trying to reacquire a lot of assets and draft picks, getting them back. For Fred Johnson and for who else did they trade? They traded Bigsby.
Yeah,
they've got assets back, so don't give them away just to give them away.
Right. By the way, that 3rd and 1 delay a game, right? It was delay a game, and then they got back to the line and called timeout after the delay.
Yeah, that's because the play clock was going down again.
That's right.
That should never happen.
Yeah,
never. And so if I'm Liam Cohn, I'm angrier about that than I am about Robert Salah. I'll be honest with you.
Sure.
And by the way, it's an epidemic across the league, JP. The pre-snap penalties and the stupidity penalties are just up.
Is it a league focus? Is that why? I know the illegal shift stuff has kind of been a focus of officiating.
Well, like last week when Jacksonville got called with their illegal shift, that was nitpicky, I thought. The guy was kind of set, remember?
Yeah.
And the two men in motion they called, and he had set. But, yeah, there's an emphasis on it. But more than that, I think it's the panic of the coordinators, play caller. What are they doing over there now? They're dictating to me rather than, remember all the talk about, the offenses are so far ahead of the defenses because the rules? Well, they still should be, but they're not because the play caller has become paralyzed with fear. And all across the league, my God, look at if a guy has 200 yards and 2 touchdowns and no picks, they're having a parade for him. When it used to be 350 and 3 and 2, it was like, okay, good game. You know what I mean? It's just the whole league has become safe. They're in safe mode.
They're putting a statue out front right now for 220-yard games and 2 touchdowns.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, what's Trevor's high mark so far this year?
Oh gosh, let me go find it real quick.
I bet it's not. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Bengals game, right?
I mean, they've been running the ball. Like that's what they do, So, let's see here. Passing, Trevor Lawrence high watermark 271 against the Bengals, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Isn't that the number I just said? 275 or 300, 3 and 2. Yeah. And they won the game. No, they didn't.
No, they lost. That's the one loss they have. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they should have won the game. They had a bad phantom into pass interference penalty call too. One other thing we need, and I don't know if you have any more questions.
Yeah, we got a couple more. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, why? What?
Because I want to address Travis Hunter.
Okay, we'll come back. Hang on. Let's finish these questions first. At JagsFan5858, after 4 weeks of watching this team, have your expectations changed from what you had before the season?
No, I had them as a playoff team, as a wild card team. Well, they could win the division, so that would change it. But I thought they'd be a wild card team. So, are they much better than a wild card team? No. Can they be a wild card team? Yes. So mine haven't changed at all. Okay. You?
I think they can be if they're going to pull wins out like this in San Francisco on a more consistent basis, which you can't really rely on 4 takeaways a game. If they steal some of those games like that now, okay, and they handle division business later, they can be a 10-11 win team maybe.
So that might win you the division.
That changes the percent. I thought it was an 8 to 9 win team.
Well, you got to figure you should beat the Titans twice.
Should. They stink, and that's good for everybody.
Right. So that gets you to 5. Right?
It's 5.
There's a couple other easy games on that schedule
you can get the Texans again, right?
That's on the road. That's never
fine.
Easy.
Whatever.
Though.
Hey, this team travels now, Pete.
The Colts never win in Jacksonville, so that should be 6.
There you go. See? Now we're talking. Jets, they're not good.
Where's that Jets game is in New York though, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This team travels, Pete.
What the London game is tough.
Rams,
that's a tough game.
That's tough for them. It's tough for them. Tough for the Rams.
Look at you waving your pom-poms. Who else? What else do they have at home coming up?
I mean, they've got Seahawks at home next 2 weeks.
That's a tougher game than you think it was. That they're playing good football. That's a good physical defense.
Chargers come here at some point.
They lost to the Giants on the road, but still a tough game.
At the Raiders.
Yeah, they should win that one.
At the Cardinals.
Be a tough one, but they should win it.
At the Denver Broncos in December.
Yeah, the road games are tough. What are the other home games?
All right, home games. We got Chiefs, Seahawks, Rams in London, the home away from home. Chargers at home, Colts at home, Jets at home, Titans at home.
Okay, the Jets and Titans, you should win both those games. So, yeah, look, you split the rest of them at home, win 2 on the road, and you're in the playoffs.
One more question at Trevorville. Pete, are you going to lock the Monday night game against the Chiefs?
Wow. You know what? I didn't lock the 49ers game.
No, you didn't.
I'm going to lock this one.
Oh, my.
I'm going to lock this one.
The lock is in.
Lock it. Yep. I think they come alive in the passing game. I'm locking that game. The Jaguars are going to go to 4-1. I'm locking it.
Wow. You heard it here first.
And we're not on next Monday, so I had to lock it today.
You had to do it tonight if you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm locking it. Lock that damn game up. They're going to win that game.
Wow.
That place is going to be jumping like the old times. And I think they're going to play good defense. And I think Trevor Lawrence is actually going to play really good on offense. Because you know why? Liam Cohn's listened to this show, and he knows I'm sitting here criticizing their inability to drive the ball down the field. And he's going to start calling pass plays down the field to get the ball down the field.
That's what they do. They're rabbit ears down there. They listen to this show. That's what.
Of course they do.
Yeah,
of course they do.
Well, the previous group did. I don't know about this group.
Yeah, everybody does.
Everybody should. In fact, it is Jaguars Happy Hour.
And they
Why
do.
wouldn't you?
And they do.
Yeah.
And they do.
Fanatics fan questions are in. We're back with a look around the National Football League and some final thoughts about Travis Hunter that you wanted to get.
Yeah, I'm going to get into Travis Hunter a little bit.
We'll get to that when we come back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dream Finders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dream Finders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dream Finders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
To aim higher, run faster is what elite athletes do. Always strive for better. At UF Health, we have that same DNA to not just treat a stroke, but to create a fleet of mobile stroke treatment units. To not just do research, but to use AI to save lives with one of the most powerful supercomputers in academia. We believe, like athletes, that human progress has no finish line. UF Health, National Medical Center for Team USA.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? Right now during the Renewal by Anderson's Big BOGO event, buy one, get one 40% off, plus zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. At Renewal by Anderson, our Acclaim Impact Replacement windows are built for Florida homes and designed to help you save money on your energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. License number CGC 1527613.
Parker backs up, fields it at the 15-yard line. Made a man miss, 25-yard line, 30-yard line. That's a good return by Parker. Watch it, still on his feet, 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Parker Washington just brought it all the way back.
Frank Frangie with the call of the game presented by Coil Fence. Since 1927, we've been around the block and fenced it too. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco. Final moments of Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings from the Hyundai Studios. And for 12 years, Dream Finders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com for all the available inventory. Before we go around the league quickly, Pete, your thoughts on Travis Hunter for the Jags?
Okay, there's a perception out in the national media that the Jaguars aren't getting their bang for the buck from Travis Hunter. Rightfully so. It's understandable because they're not right now.
Right, yes.
Huh?
Statistically.
But I don't think he's healthy all the way, I'm not sure. Nobody's told me this, but why did he not play in the second half on the defensive side of the ball?
I don't know. It was only like 9 snaps all day. It was weird.
Yeah. And I think offensively they're trying to get him going. That pass, and a great catch in the middle of the field. He had another play where he was open down the field. They didn't throw it to him. So I think you're trying to get him going offensively, and then they'll go back to putting him on defense if he's truly, because he had the shoulder. Remember, he had his banged up shoulder in camp.
Because he fell on it on a deep ball. He fell on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and he got banged up a little bit on Sunday too. So maybe that's why he didn't play. But look, the verdict's, the jury's still out on this. 4 games, they're going to call it a bad trade. The way, people rush this stuff. They really do.
Did you see the clip? NFL put it out on Instagram of him blocking a defensive back.
That's nothing you ever want to see. Look, you don't draft them to block in the run game.
I know, but he's willing, and he went and did it, and damn near
he's a
pancaked
tough kid,
the guy.
man.
It was awesome to see.
I think once he understands the offense completely, that play in the middle of the field, you're going to start seeing more and more of those. But it's too early. It's too damn early to give up on him and say it was a failure. I mean, if you had to grade it right now, what would you give it? You'd probably give it a C- to a D for the overall trade. But you don't grade them until midterms. You don't really get a report card until midterms, then you get a final grade. So too early to do it. But on the surface, not a good trade right now. Could it be? Absolutely.
Yeah, too early. 4 weeks in, Pete. Long season, long career, hopefully, in the National Football League as well. Let's go around the NFL. Take a look at some of the games. The Steelers beat the Vikings in Dublin at 24-21. Falcons over the Commanders, 34-27. The Bills continue to roll, 31-19 over the Saints. The Lions blasted the Browns 34-10 in that game.
Yeah, it was closer than that score would indicate. They had a punt return for a touchdown. They didn't do a lot offensively. That Browns defense is really good.
Texans blanked the Titans 26-0. Love to see that.
Yeah, and I think Brian Callahan's in big trouble. In a couple, I think they have a bye this week, I think, and then they play Mike Vrabel and the Patriots in a couple weeks. If they lose to their former coach, I think he's in big trouble.
Ooh, Patriots blasted the Panthers 42-13. Giants beat the Chargers 21-18. How about that one?
You know what that's called? That's called chargering. That's what that's called. The Chargers just can't help themselves.
Doesn't matter. Year after year, it happens. Eagles over the Bucks 31-25. Rams beat the Colts 27-20. The Chiefs put 37 on the Ravens, 37-20. The final score, and Lamar's hurt. He's got a hamstring issue.
Yeah, that's a bad situation for them, man. That defense can't stop anybody. Everybody moves the football on them. It's terrible.
Bears blocked a field goal at the end of the game to hold on against the Raiders 25-24.
Ashton Genty looked good in that game.
And then the game last night, up and down the field, Packers-Cowboys ended a 40-40 tie, the second highest tie total in NFL history.
If you're a coach out there and you ever want a how not to at the end of the game, get Matt LaFleur's, because that's an exhibit A on what you shouldn't do. And I'm not just talking about the last sequence either. They went from, I think, the 30 to whatever yard line it was in about wasting a minute and a half, just lollygagging through it like it was no big deal, like they were going to go to another quarter. I don't know what the hell they were doing.
That's what it is. Ended in a 40-40 deadlock. Monday Night Football, a pair of games tonight starting at 7:15 in South Florida with an awful matchup between two bad teams in the AFC East. The 0-3 New York Jets visit the 0-3 Miami Dolphins. Someone has to win unless they tie. It's going to be ugly. Who you got at Hard Rock, Pete?
I mean, that one, I think both teams are going to score. That could end up being a 40-40 tie too, but I'm going to take Miami. I think the Jets have major problems, and Miami's going to score in this one. I actually think both will score, but I think Miami wins the game.
Not one, but two games tonight on Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern. The 2-1 Cincinnati Bengals without Joe Burrow head to Denver to take on quarterback Bo Nix, who's trying to get it together for the 1-2 Denver Broncos. Who you got a mile high tonight in Game 2?
Jake Browning was Jake Browning last week, and Jake Browning goes out on the road again to face that Broncos team after they're home after 2 road games where they didn't play great on defense. Good luck, Jake Browning. I'm going to take the Broncos.
All right. Picks are in. The lock is in for next week.
The lock is in next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks. You guys are going to come back and say, you know what? By that time, they'll have played another game. No, do they play a game after that on Sunday after the Chiefs game? When do they go to London?
Yes, it's home against Seahawks, and then it's to London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then London. So they'll have played 2 games by the time we're back on the air.
It's true. Very true.
See, JP, how that works? You can figure out the calendar sometimes.
I appreciate all the help I can get from you, Pete. You've taught me a whole lot in my lifetime, especially how to read a calendar. Thank you. We'll talk to you.
You do know that we'll be back in 2 weeks, right?
We'll see you in 2 weeks then, Pete. Appreciate you. Pete Briscoe, of course. Our thanks to Mark Duffner, Jaguars linebackers coach, our entire crew, Joe Fortunato, Brett Reber, David Cho. Thanks to you for watching and listening. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.